Hello, Burbank Bears. Welcome back from spring break. I don't know if it was much of a difference for you between spring break and regular work or not, but maybe some of you are working on your slideshows. I did upgrade some of the slideshows. If you turn in your work, then I check it. If it's kind of maintenance level, which is like a basic slideshow, then your grade stays the same unless you have an A or a B. And then if you kept doing only basics, meaning no CERs, your grade might trend down. But it is a stressful time and you have a lot of other work to do. So the biggest thing I want is good, solid slideshows, all visuals, internet research, and then try to get as many CERs as you can. And usually you want to get 5. Now, if you're an A-level student and you want to keep that A, you want to definitely get the 5 CERs and whatever Mandy we have. So I will tell you about this week's Mandy's and concepts in just a minute. But first, let's go over Natalie's slideshow. Each week I'll get better at this, and hopefully we can go over more and more slideshows during our conference time. Our conference time this week is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 in the morning till 9. You do not have to be there, but I will attempt to get on and show some slideshows and just check base with people. Like I said, you don't have to be there. No big teaching going on. You can do everything you need to do from our groups, which I'll go to in a minute. But first, let's look at last week's or 2 weeks ago, skeletal systems. Good job, Natalie. So we've got the beautiful title. And notice she has her visual, she has her cited research, and she has her CER. Today I will be talking about the skeletal systems. The skeletal system is all of the bones in your body. Every bone is made of cells, minerals, and fibers. All your bones, skeleton, act as a support for the rest of your body. Hope you enjoyed learning about skeletal systems. Introduction, detail, detail, detail. Conclusion, basic fist essay. Let's keep that rolling. I don't have my guitar with me, so we're not doing the concept song today, but we will do the end of the week song. All right, let's quickly go through Natalie. She's got bones. She's got the cartilage, beautiful thing. Cartilage is interesting. You know, like we pointed out, it's about 65 to 80% of cartilage is water, which is kind of interesting. It's not as strong as bone. Humerus, just these are the bones of the bodies. Hopefully you studied it. Hopefully you played your games. Remember the games. Calcium is very important for bones. The games last week were to help you learn your bones. The next muscle group we're going to go to is muscles, and that'll be fun. The next body system we're going to go to is muscles, and that's fun, and we'll do some activities with that. All right, let's move on. I shared with you all, I'm trying to see if I can tell what we're recording. And in this video, very interesting.
Just to get some context on the life and times of Jesus, most of the accounts we have of him come from the first 4 books of the New Testament of the Bible, called the Gospel of Matthew, Gospel of Mark, Gospel of Luke, Gospel.
So this video series, A-level people, try to watch one. They're only 15 minutes long. Watch 1 to 2 a day. If you did 2 a day, you'd have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You could be done and not even have to watch on Friday. Pick one of the videos and write a CER as your Mandy this week. That's top slide. So say you did this first slide, watch it, take some notes, place it in your first slide. So let's see if I can get to our group. In groups, remember, groups, you can leave messages here. We have discussions over to the left, and we even have a conference spot, which I will show you in a second. Let's show you that right now, just to keep everybody caught up to make sure we know. Let's see here. So over here, this is our updates. There's discussions. I will start a discussion. Why don't we do that together right now? So there's week 3. Let's add a week 4. And this is where we want to share your work. So Christianity. You want to share your work here. And also, this is where you guys can talk to each other. You can ask me questions. Make sure you're in the week 4, though. I'm not going to go check these past weeks anymore. So do all of that. And I might post some videos here. Not sure on that yet. So let's go ahead and create that. And let's reorder. So now week 4 is at the top, save changes, and we can make comments and things like that. Down here, check out our conferences. This is where I will see you tomorrow. Today's Easter, by the way. Happy Easter. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I'll create a conference. So this is where you find your conferences that we will practice using tomorrow. We might end up going to Zoom, but I'd like to try this a couple more times, see if it works. Stay in Schoology. All right, that's enough of that. Let's go back to our groups. All right, here we are. Welcome back from spring break. This week we will learn why we had the Easter spring break to begin with, the spread of ancient Christianity, and the Roman Empire. Always click Show More. Make sure you turn in past slideshows. All concepts for the last slideshows are below. So where people are asking, oh, where are the slideshows? We have to come down here and find them. Caste system, I think that was the one we did. Body systems is down in here maybe. And so if you come down here, look, it says more. So click that more. So let's come back up here for this week's. We need to click Show More, and now you have everything. But first, do the current projects. So do this project first. If you have extra time, go back and do the rest. So I will do some updates on Mr. Downs. If your parents have Instagram, or if you have Instagram, you can follow Mr. Downs, and that way daily I'll just say hi. Those will be 1 to 2, 3 minutes max. Maybe I'll put this whole video on there, but this whole video we're creating right now, if you're watching it, you found it, is on Highland Bears Cinema. Sometimes that doesn't work right away. It takes a couple of days, so use your parents' phone or their account to watch this video, and we'll try to place it here. And the main lessons are on YouTube or here. I'll be checking in daily for questions. This week's live online conferences, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 to 9. You do not have to be on the conferences. Those are just optional. Like I said, you do not have to come on these conferences. You can just come say hi if you want. You can do everything you need to do right from here. Make sure you turn the slideshows each week. All right, this week's concepts. Ancient Christianity, Saul of Tarsus, Apostles, Roman Empire, that should say. Roman. I'm going to make an edit. That should say Roman Empire. And I might even change that if we can get that going. Let's talk about it while it's updating. So today we think of technology like computers and things like that. But back in the ancient times, technology, remember, what could be agriculture, could be tools, arches. Rome developed a lot of arches. Also buildings, and in this case we're going to talk about the Roman roads, because the Roman roads, man, it's not letting me edit, guys. Roman roads allowed the spread of Christianity because they built this massive empire. They had these great roads to move their armies all around different places. The same basic area that Alexander the Great had conquered for the Greek time. And the Romans borrowed a lot from the Greeks. But the Romans went and developed a greater system to keep control. That's why their empire lasted a lot longer than Alexander the Great's empire. But pretty much the same area. So there's a lot of influence between ancient Rome and ancient Greece. Like we've talked about before, the gods. And so we're back into that time period, but this is after Alexander the Great, and this is the time of Jesus' life, which is about 30 AD. So before we move any more to that, I want to keep going with the directions. So on this Rome, if you put Roman, that's fine. I'll try to edit it later to be Roman roads. Persecution, resurrections, gospel, Augustine, Jerusalem, Roman Empire. All right. Oh, there's Roman Empire, so we'll have Roman roads there. So here's a link to the video series of Khan. Try to watch 1 to 2 sections today. There's 8 sections. If you watch 1 to 2 a day, you'll get them all done by Friday. Mandy for an A, write 5 to 20 sentences CER about one of the videos. Use FIST essay format. Make that your top slide. To keep your current grade of B, make sure you have all basics in slideshow and 3 to 5 CR slides. If you have a C, you're stressed, you're busy, just get the basics and you'll be fine. So let's go to this Khan series real quick again. And here we are. If I can, still learning my technology. And let's just watch a little bit together. I hope this video works. Here's the 8 over here. Pick one to do a big CER. And now, before we watch the video, let's just do a quick overview. Remember, this is Jerusalem and Galilee, where Jesus is from. And if we pulled back on this map, you would see that, if you remember from our stories, kind of a key area in between Egypt and the Nile, where civilizations developed, and the land of Mesopotamia, which is the Tigris and the Euphrates River, where Babylonia, the Assyrians, the Akkadians, all of those civilizations developed. Well, Israel was kind of in the middle of that. And we've talked about Judaism before, and we've studied that. So remember, Jesus was Jewish. So he was a preacher, he was a Jewish guy, and he started preaching this little bit of an end times gospel, started preaching a message, and then he died at 33, crucified, which is why we just celebrated Easter. Now, even if you're not a Christian, you've been impacted by that, because that's basically when we have a week off from school. And the largest religions, when you combine Christianity, Islam believes in Jesus in their own way, Mormons, Catholic Church, evangelicals, there is a lot of religions that hold to a Jesus. And so that holiday is celebrated throughout the world. And what it is celebrating, which is kind of weird, is his death. And you say, why do we celebrate somebody's death? And why do we call the day he died Friday Good Friday, when he died? Well, because on Sunday, according to the Christian religions, he rose from the dead. So at that point, there's not that many people. This is a small little preacher. The Roman Empire controlled this region, and this preacher, nobody really knows who he is. But suddenly, from that tiny little event, this becomes a worldwide religion that we have today, and we're celebrating. So how did that happen? Well, Christianity began to spread around the globe. And why did that happen? Through the apostles with missionaries, and they would go spread what they would consider the good news of the gospel, that Jesus rose from the dead and took away the sins of the world. So there's a lot of theology in all that. Theology is the study of what people believe in religion. We're just strictly talking about historically, how did it go from this small guy, had some followers, very local area, and next thing you know, the whole world believes it. Well, a lot of that had to do with the power of the Roman Empire, and a guy a couple of hundred years later who actually became a Christian, and so he made it the official religion. So we're not going to go that far into the future. We're going to stay local here as we study it, but that's just a general overview. This video series is fantastic at walking you through the entire process. All right, let's go. Let's go ahead and play this, make sure it works. Make sure
even today, the largest religion on earth, and that, of course, is Christianity. And the central figure in Christianity is Jesus Christ. And the term Christ is given to him. It is Greek for Savior, for Messiah, because his early followers view him as the prophesied.
Okay, so I'm going to let you finish watching this video series. It's fantastic. On Wednesday, I'll take a look at a couple slideshows in our morning meeting. And tomorrow, we'll just make sure everybody knows where to find everything. And so let's get this started. Have a great day. We just came out of Easter. Now we're learning why we had that holiday this week. I miss you guys, man. I miss playing music. I'm getting used to this video. It's weird talking to a camera when I don't see anybody. But I'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. Get your work done. Don't stress out about it too much. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. All right. If you want to show up. If you don't, just get your work done. Watch these videos. Have a great day.